start again. It's a rich thing.
So up to this we have already learned how to read data from a particular file, and also we have learned the different methods that are related to this read operation. And to read a file we have used this file mode, that is R. So it is basically used to open the file in read-only mode, and it will raise an error if the particular file is not present at the given location. So next we have read binary or RB. It will open a binary file in a read-only mode, and it will raise an error if the particular file is not present in that given location. So now let me use this RB mode practically. So first of all, here note that in this particular location in this file handling folder I have this picture, and now if I write here RB, and then here I need to pass this image, the name of the image, that is picture.jpg. Now if I write print and then file dot read like this, so now it is going to print. Now here don't think that it is going to print it is going to show the picture itself, rather it is going to print the binary stream or binary equivalent of that particular picture which is stored in your system to represent that picture. So let me first run this code, but before that let me close that file also, file.close. And if I execute this code, here note that it is showing the binary file, that is the binary equivalent like this. So this is the binary equivalent of that particular picture that is stored in your memory to represent this picture. So our next file mode is R plus or plus R. It is basically used to open a file in both read and write mode. But before discussing this R plus or plus R, let me first discuss this W mode, or it is basically the write mode. It will open the file in write mode. If the file is already exist, then it will overwrite this previous content with the new content, with the new value. And if the file doesn't exist, then it will create a new file. We need not to create the file explicitly if it is not present or if it is not created in our system. So let's do it practically. First of all, we will see the case 1 where we have already a file that is like this, and I want to overwrite all this content with the new content by using this write mode. So in our Python program, let me here pass the file name that is already there in my system, that is example.txt, and let me open this file in write mode like this, and then I want to write, that is Python is easy to learn like this. Then it will close the file. So if I execute this program, so it is showing 25 because we have 25 character in this. So now if I open the particular file, that is example.txt, so let me just close it. Now if I open this example.txt, so let me open example.txt. So here note that the previous content has overwritten with this new content, that is Python is easy to learn. So this is how we can use this write method. So write is a method which is used to write new content on a particular file. Now one more point about this write function is, if you want to overwrite the previous value with an integer value like this, and if you pass it like this 3, then it will raise an error like this. That is, write argument must be string, not int. So if you want to overwrite it with 3, then you need to pass here 3 as a string like this. And now if you execute this code, and now if you open your text file, so let me close it and open it again. So you note that here it is showing 3. So we have another method, that is writelines, which is really related to this write operation. that is write lines. And write lines method, by using this write lines method we can pass multiple string value, or you can say we can pass multiple lines. But we need to first store these multiple lines in a list like l equals to, and then we need to pass here my first line, and then we need to use \n, which is basically denotes to print the next string in next line. So then we have another string like second line, and here also \n, and then we have third line like this. And now within this writelines function we need to pass the list name, that is l. And if I execute this code and then if I open it, so let me first close it, and then if I open it again, so here note that it is showing our multiple string value, or you can say multiple lines. So now we have already done with this write mode. Now we will see the r plus mode. So if you open a file with this r plus mode, then you can also write some data in this particular file, and also you can read data from that particular file. So now we will perform a write operation by using this write lines function. So here note that initially we have my first line, second line, and third line. And in this program, let me add another string like this, that is fourth line like this. And now let me execute this code, and if I open the text file, so let me open this again. So here note that we have this new value. Not only that, you can also read data from that particular file. So let me erase all these things, and now if I write print and then file dot read, so it will print all the data like this, my first line, second line, third line, and fourth line. So this is how you can use this r plus mode. So we have done with this rb, then r plus mode, and also this write mode. And now we have this wb plus and plus wb, both are similar. So it is used to open the file in write mode. If the file already exists, all the contents will be overwritten. If the file doesn't exist, then the new file will be created. Now in this w mode or write mode, we have missed one thing, that is if the file doesn't exist, then the new file will be created. So let's see this point. Now here note that in that particular folder we have only example, we don't have any text file named example1 or example2, something like that. And in our program I'm going to open a new file, that is example1 in write mode like this. And then I want to write here like new file is created like this. So we don't have anything within this folder with the name example1, but in this program I'm trying to write some data on example1.txt in that particular folder file handling. So now if I execute this code, so here note that it is showing 1919 is basically nothing but the length of this string. And now if I open this folder, so here note that a new file with name example1 has been created. And also if I open this file, so here note that it is showing new file is created. So this is the case 2. So we have already learned these things. And wb plus or p plus the plus wb is nothing but it will open the file in write mode. If it already exists, then all the contents will be overwritten. If not, then it will create a new file. And next thing we have a or a plus. A is basically used to open the file in append mode. If the file doesn't exist, then it will create a new file. Or a plus is basically used to open a file in append and read in both mode. If the file doesn't exist, then also it will create a new file. So let's see by an example. So first of all, let's see, if I open a file in write mode and then if I want to write something, like initially in this file we have, so this is example. I'm trying to open the example one. This is this file. So initially we have new file is created, this value is there, and in our program, if I want to pass like more data, so if I want to pass here more data, and then if I run this code, and now let me open the example one again like this. So here note that the initial data has been overwritten. So if I use write mode, then it will erase the previous data. But if I use append mode like this, then it is not going to erase the previous data, that is more data. So if I pass here more data and then if I pass Python programming like this, then it is not going to overwrite the previous data, that is more data, and it is just going to add this new data at the end of the previous data. So let me execute this code. So if I open example one again like this, so here note that it has add the new data, that is Python programming, at the end of the previous data like this.